Did you know it's risky to live in some states if you earn below $100,000? From high property taxes to insane utility bills and rent, the factors that make living costs in some states unbearable vary. But could your city be on this list? Here are 10 U.S. cities where living costs are rising the fastest, starting with Denver. Denver was once hailed as the perfect blend of urban living and outdoor adventure, but the cost of enjoying life now in the city has become harder to justify. With the median home price now at $652,000, Denver's housing market has surged far past affordability for the average buyer compared to a few years back. This has made home prices jump over 30%, pricing out many first-time buyers and middle-income families. Renters aren't catching a break either. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment now sits at $2,150 per month. Add in rising utility costs, higher grocery bills, and increasing healthcare expenses, and it becomes clear that Denver's charm comes at a steep price. But as crazy as things are in Denver, it's nothing compared to Austin. Once the perfect city for affordable living and creative energy, Austin has rapidly transformed into one of America's most inflated cities. Back in 2015, a home in Austin averaged around $275,000. Fast forward to 2025, and the median home price has exploded to over $570,000 in just a decade. That's a massive shift for a city whose infrastructure and wages haven't kept pace. Even the average rent for a one-bedroom now sits near $2,250, marking a 45% increase since 2020 alone. Not only that, the cost of living is now 17% higher than the U.S. average, with groceries, transportation, and dining also climbing steadily. Although one can make a case for Austin being very harsh, the situation in San Diego baffles the imagination. San Diego is stunning, there's no debate there, but that sunshine tax is real, and it's pushing many people to their financial breaking point. The median home price now sits around $940,000, and rent for a one-bedroom apartment averages $2,950 per month. That's a 30% rent increase in just 5 years, and one of the highest rental costs ever. One area that could make you go crazy is the cost of living index that is 40% higher than the U.S. average. This is inclusive of groceries, transportation, and healthcare, also priced significantly above national norms. Then there's everyday basics from gas to eggs that often cost 15 to 25% more than in comparable U.S. cities. But if you thought San Diego was bad, then wait until I tell you about Seattle. Seattle was once a Pacific Northwest secret, a green, innovative city with natural beauty and job opportunities. But that's a different story today. It's now a cautionary tale of growth without balance, where the median home price has reached $860,000. A typical one-bedroom apartment rents for around $2,450, with many residents struggling to keep up. Even though Amazon, Microsoft, and other tech giants have a major presence in the city, rapid population growth and foreign investment have drastically inflated housing prices. And in the case of Massachusetts, you'll find that affordable living is a serious business. Boston may be one of the most intellectually rich and historically significant cities in the U.S., but living there now feels like inflicting self-harm. How? First, the median home price has surged to $825,000, while average monthly rent for a one-bedroom is now around $3,200. That's a staggering amount even by coastal city standards. And despite a median household income of $93,000, many Bostonians still live paycheck to paycheck. Also, there's the city's charming old architecture that makes expansion difficult, and zoning regulations have kept construction slow. As a result, demand has far outstripped availability. Even for small condos or fixer-uppers, bidding wars are common. In Boston, over 40% of renters spend more than half their income on housing, well above the national average. While Boston's rich history offers enormous perks, what happens when a city costs you half your income just to live within city limits? Living in Honolulu might sound like paradise, but it's more like an expensive dream with little breathing room. That's because the median home price in Honolulu is now over $950,000, with many homes easily crossing the $1 million mark. As it is, a one-bedroom apartment averages $2,750 per month, and utilities add another $300 to $400 due to high electricity rates. The biggest factor for this is that nearly everything is imported, from milk to furniture, and the cost of shipping goods to the islands drives up prices significantly. For groceries, they're 35 to 40% more expensive than the mainland, and gas is routinely over $5.50 per gallon. Currently, many residents have to work 2 or even 3 jobs just to cover basics. And another city that is becoming unbearable is Miami. Miami has always had flair, sun-soaked beaches, and a vibrant nightlife. However, you'll be surprised that its tropical glam comes at a sky-high price, of which the median home price has now crossed $625,000, with luxury condos pushing far beyond that. Rents have surged dramatically in recent years, that the average one-bedroom now costs around $2,700 per month, representing a 45% jump since 2020. It's so crazy that many locals are moving farther inland, leaving the state in search of affordability. Groceries, utilities, and transportation are all 15 to 20% more expensive than the national average. And for many longtime residents, Miami is becoming unlivable because the price of staying has outpaced what the city actually offers in return. Well, if you thought Miami was pricey, then you don't know how living in Los Angeles can push your bills even higher. Los Angeles has always been the city of dreams, but now it's a city where your paycheck can vanish in no time. The median home price in LA is now over $920,000, posing a major concern. Because how do you explain that a one-bedroom averages $2,950 and 2 bedrooms soar past $3,800 depending on the neighborhood? Despite a median household income of $76,000, most Angelenos are stuck spending over 50% of their income on housing alone. LA's cost of living index is 49% above the national average, with groceries, gas, healthcare, and utilities all contributing to the squeeze. Don't even get started on gas, because it regularly stays above $5.75 per gallon, often topping $6 in the city. As if the high bills of Los Angeles weren't enough, New York City greets residents with its own financial pressure. For New York City, it has become almost unaffordable. It's very expensive that the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan is now a jaw-dropping $4,500. And if you're dreaming of home ownership, prepare for heartbreak. Did you know that the median home price in New York City is now over $820,000? While the median household income hovers around $75,000, the numbers just don't add up. Residents are regularly spending 60% or more of their income on housing, pushing budgets to the edge. And that's even before you calculate the cost of groceries, which are 35% higher than the national average. Or is it transportation, where a monthly Metro card now costs $145? While New York City struggles with high housing and energy costs, San Francisco shows that an amazing culture doesn't mean cheap living. San Francisco, a city that used to symbolize innovation and counterculture, is now more like a financial black hole for middle-class residents. Can you believe that the median home price in San Francisco is now a staggering $1.32 million? Even small condos can fetch over $900,000. Imagine a one-bedroom averaging $3,500. And even shared living arrangements are costing individuals $1,800 or more per month. Crazy, right? With housing alone often eating up over 45% of income, the cost of basic living has become a juggling act. Groceries, childcare, transportation, and utilities are all 25 to 50% above national averages. And that's before you factor in discretionary spending or savings. As it is, living in San Francisco isn't just expensive, it's financially unsustainable for most people. Living in America's most desired cities comes at a high price, While the goal of comfortable living is getting more expensive, the craziest part is how these cities now have an unavoidable price tag. Let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. While you're still here, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, thank you for watching.